It's December the 16th, Skit Day. We are ready to rock and roll. If Danny can keep it in motion. We're in motion. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. It's go time. Skit Day Friday, Fukushima, to the day where we actually cover this week's news. And we cover it in hopefully an entertaining way, if that's even possible. Little D is gonna play. Oh, Dana, no volume. Little D is gonna play. Should have played with the music. Probably would have worked out better. Here we go. It's rock and roll time. We are the nuclearproctologist.org. We are the shit disturbers. Got checks and balances for the nuclear industry, whether they like it or, of course, not. We don't play games with monsters and creeps and freaks and losers, which is encompass the entire nuclear industry. Anybody pro-nuclear and won't look at the evidence immediately falls into that category. It's not a game. I added 2 more people to that shot. I'm not telling you where. And we'll have the green screen. The new ones and the lights will be much better. You'll never know it's all just me on the beach. No way. 2.4 trillion. 2.4 trillion. Looks like we're having a few problems with the stream. Hello, everybody. Hugs for everybody in the comment section. Let's see what the music got in store for us today. Too cheap to meter. It's going to cost another 27 billion Canadian. 27 billion Canadian going on to the bill. Think about it. Just comes right out of your pocket. Shut your pie hole and give us the money. Don't care. Give us the money. Don't care. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Give us the money. Too cheap to meter. It's going to cost another 27 billion Canadian. 4.2 trillion yen. Bring it. You know, you're going to have to do this again in a few months before TIP goes executive so they can get raises. The money's going to be used right now, apparently, to pay for the people that they're trying to get to go back in. They can only stop if they send everybody back in. Do you get it yet? And so these people got no intentions of keeping that up. They just kill them. Just kill them. We need the money. My kids got to get braces. Yeah, and it's always about it, too. 27 billion Canadian, just yank it right out of their pockets. So the next boom daddy links are below to all these studies. The San Francisco, Japan consulate speaks out. Evacuate the families and the children of Fukushima. You know, it's getting tough when the Japanese consulate in San Francisco comes out and bludgeons themselves, which is the Japanese government who put them in power. They say, you know, tens of thousands of people are being contaminated, picked up off the street. Day workers, they call them. The country is radiated. You got to get the children out of there. You got to get the people out of there. It's time for somebody out there to say those words, and they did, and we applaud them, and we send hugs for those people for speaking out. We do. And they had a rally on Sunday, the 11th of December. But the fact that the consulate has used their voices is so special. Taiwan used their voices. Oh, yeah. Taiwan is like, get it back to Japan. Keep it over there, Japan. Keep it over there. Your rice and your soy sauce. Keep it over there. Oh, Dina. And they got a ban on food from 14 prefectures, hopefully. And they want all the shit off the shelf. Now, lots of countries are doing that. This one is kind of really shocking, but not surprising. It's shocking in the fact of here's some pretty compelling evidence. Okay, that's not going to do it. Yeah, it might do it. Let's do it. Who knows for sure? So doctors confessed to ripping off the whole system through cancer. He wasn't just one building, he was all over the country. He billed Medicare at one point over 150 million. They gave him 62 million. And he was a true monster. They're asking for life in prison. I should think they would give him at least 2 lives in prison after they burn him in the chair. But please put it on YouTube so we can enjoy it too. This is the shit that nuclear scientists say. I think it's episode 2019, is it? And nuclear scientists that come out and talk about radiation and claim it's like a banana or a potato chip or walking in sunshine or sleeping next to somebody, climbing mountains, or it's everywhere and it's good for you. They've been doing it to you for 70 years. 70 years of absorbing those lies, your children, your friends, your loved ones, everyone you ever cared about has been indoctrinated to think that that is real when it's the farthest thing from being real. And he billed 150 million doing what? Killing people, destroying them, making them liquidate their assets. And this one is interesting. Reindeer is shrinking, warming, is threatening Christmas icon. Really? Really? In that story, you'll also find there are talking about 61,000 reindeers that starved to death. And they couldn't dig their way through the ice. Scientists says climate change caused it. But what's going on is not climate change. It's just, it means nothing because they don't give you nothing. But what it does mean is that the animals normally would go down to the forest and eat the shoots off the trees, eat the buds off the trees. And as they got closer to the forest edge, there'd be all kinds of bigger bushes and they'd be chewing on that on their way. This is something they've done for thousands of years in adverse conditions. It is. And I come from the land of ice, and we know what the caribou will do in vicious weather is they'll just claw their way through, break their way through it, stick their nose down, and they'll eat the grass down below in the chutes. So they're lying to you. Yeah, they'll just dig their way down through the ice. They do this for millenniums. We've had adverse conditions. This is the picture they choose to use where the animal is able to dig down through. They're talking about how the animals are shrinking. Think about that one. What, they run out of grass? Did they run out of shoots? And this is radiation does that, notorious. And so that catastrophic die-offs, they claim the second sentence from the bottom, the ice prevented reindeer from getting to the lynching. Well, they just go down to where the buds are, right? They'll migrate. They've been doing this for millenniums. It's built into their DNA. And this one was kind of like weird. It showed up and got traction. And discovery in Japan could be linked to Fukushima accident. So what you find out is that the story is talking about, allegedly there was 2 types of new blood discovered in Japan. But what was going on is all these deformed children, all these vicious leukemias, all these cancers. Incredible amounts. And the host, the video's live, you do the link below, you'll start playing the videos pretty loud, watch your audio. But they say at the end of it that it's causing panic and it's unfounded. But if you look at it, by 2012, there was 860 excess cancers. And cancer is the last one to show up. There's 1,800 diseases show up long before cancer. Cancer is usually 10, 20, 30, 40 years, not 6. Certainly not 1. Certainly. And 860,000 excess cancers by 2012. Who knows what it is now? And so what it was, 2 different blood types, allegedly, and then everybody started panicking, and the media come out and try to shut it down. Come out with the pretty little girl and try to shut it down. This is Forbes. These are these people are completely out of control. They're completely remorseless. Wrong camera, Dana. I switched everything yesterday. I'm getting ready for the green screens. We're going to do the whole back end. Make a little video, I guess, or something about it. And so Forbes says Fukushima radiation in Pacific tuna is equal to 1/20th of a banana. And my goodness, right? That's the biggest lie imaginable. The second one from the top, not that they're in order, but the second one from top. This is one we hear all the time. Anybody says the word banana, man-made radiation, or any of the other ones, or anything similar, or any about potassium-40 or natural, are outrageous lawyers. And Tim is extremely well known to be a disgusting pig. I got to put an apple in his mouth one of these days there for these shows. Get an apple, shoot it on the green screen so I can stick it in his mouth every time I see him. And so Tim says it's like a banana. If it's like a banana, why do they got, 30 million one-ton bags alongside of me? Banana in my hand. I forgot to mention that, but here we go. Without Dina. So Forbes is telling you that 1/20 of this is equal to the dose. This is good for you. This is potassium-40. He links you to a study about that. On top of that, I'm talking about potassium-40. Right, and so let's look at that very quick. He links you over to this study, and you see the highlight on the right-hand side. Thorough dose assessment should consider all exposure pathways, including any radioactive daughter products. So they set it up. Moreover, dose estimates generally need to be put into perspective. When you hear that, watch out. By comparing them to background. What the frig is he talking about? Background is homeostasis. Your body regulates. It's got nothing to do with everything on the planet is acclimated to it. This is a study. You can't trust your institutions, for goodness sakes. And they talk about K40 right away, boom, potassium-40, like a banana, and 210 polonium, which is natural. It doesn't have the extra electrons. As we've done for our dose calculations, exposure to Fukushima-derived radiation, they put K40 again there. K40 is not in the reactors tables and the isotopes tables, and they keep going. When they talk about 238, they should be talking about 235. They should be talking about 233, 232, the fissionable products. We're not talking about 238 where they start off with. Everything is created from the 238, but except for potassium-40 and 210 polonium. Polonium, we don't know, is natural, but they named one of the man-made ones the same name to try to confuse you, but that's not what they're talking about. It's despicable. Let's come back to that one for a minute. But this is what you're up against. You're up against your Forbes. One of the biggest medias out there. Well, no. Right, and they're one of the biggest medias on the planet. And they talk about the dose from Fukushima. They went off and tested a whole bunch of Pacific tuna. The study I showed you. Results was a standard size servings of fish would expose you to about the same radiation as 1/20th of a banana. So you can never trust Forbes ever because he's been up there. And with the rest of them, right? James Concra. It's really something that people like this are able to exist with no opposition, with no one to hold them accountable. The results was the standard, or about the same as one of those dried banana chips they used to sell at Trader Joe. Not something to get particularly worried about. Okay, what do you pick up all those friggin' bags for?
For some reason, nobody knows it's not like a banana. No matter how small it is, you get it in you, 10, 20, 30 years, you get a cancer. It's as simple as that. There's 1,800 diseases show up long before the cancer. Why is that person allowed to get away with that? Why is everybody on that site getting away with saying that over and over and over?
And if you notice, this is, you rarely ever see a picture of somebody working.
Why are they doing it? Where's the management? Where's the checks and balances? What, you didn't realize there's none? You didn't realize there was a game for them? To lie to you, to kill you. To kill you! Their job is to kill you.
Right, that's Forbes' job. Right, they're lying to you. And that means they're trying to kill you. So you talk about 134, 137 in the same article and compare it to bananas, potato chips. It's completely out of control. They're completely disingenuous. All of these academics' names, these are scientists in universities that was peer-reviewed and agreed with it. Why do you have terrorist laws? It's disrespectful to their own friends, families, and loved ones, let alone, well, it's not disrespectful to the universities because that's what they do. They lie. The bottom for uranium stocks. They keep inflating it.
When they say that uranium stocks are going to go nuclear, like they've been doing for 6 years, they've always went down. They artificially inflated them, got you to invest your money, cashed in their stocks, and then when you went to check to see if you made any money, you lost it. You're short. And that will never come back up. That's the game they're playing. They're going to loot everybody until nuclear is finally dead. These people, this is what they do for a living. And they do it every day. They don't care about you. They don't care you worked all your life.
And so the Globe and Mail's notorious ripping off Canadians billions and billions, where they put out these fake graphs where they bought the stocks themselves. Then they go out in the media, right, and tell you to buy it. Oh, it's going up. It's going to explode up. It's going to go nuclear. That's their words, not mine. And it's artificially inflating. They sell the stocks right away when you spend your money, and they made money by stealing yours. And there's nothing you can do about it. You spend your whole life trying to... And we see these over and over and over and over and over. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists. Watch out for these people, man. Some bad actors with that organization. They won't hold each other accountable. You cannot trust these people. They got to come out with some decent articles, but they're still disingenuous. Captain Perry and the Great White Whale. The transition team for Trump sent 74 questions, apparently. This could be made up, who knows? And look at the top one. Figure out how to reduce cleanup spending at profoundly contaminated nuclear weapons site. Like Rocky Flats, like, of course, Hanford. You would bankrupt America just cleaning up Hanford. But now they say one of the liabilities, $6 billion per year, but a total liability, $400 billion. $400 billion? In Japan and Hitachi just dump up $8.5 billion in another country when they can't even open their own plants.
So Japan is going to give billions to get a nuclear power plant somewhere else. And they're upping the cost of their utilities, making everybody pay for their other screw-ups. Throwing money away because they got no money.
Right. Like I showed you the headline earlier where they're attacking everybody's bill to raise money to pay these victims. At the same time, they're grabbing the money, going off in another country and building nuclear power plants.
Out of control. Corrupt. Deceptive. Deceitful. People in the nuclear industry. I wouldn't turn my back on them if they were a quarter mile away. I wouldn't trust them. You'd be stupid.
Like, why are you picking up all those bags? It was like a banana, James and Forbes. And here's the worst one out there, Dr. Kevin Camps. My goodness, this man is over the top, out of control, demented, twisted, heartless, spineless, soulless, parasite upon humanity. He's been a child scientist now for like 50 years.
This is the same guy who lies in every single article. Generally, he's going to tell you it's like a banana, potato chip, walking in sunshine, getting on airplanes. Safe, it's harmless, like potassium-40. Every article. Year after year. There's no one to hold him accountable. There's no checks and balances. There's no one going to take his degree away for lying to everybody in every single article. The universities give him awards. The university invites him back for lectures where he lies to everybody and teaches them how to lie. And every university is doing this to us. Every country is doing that to us.
Now calm down, little D. Little D's the sensible one today. A couple of weeks ago, Kemp writes, the cabinet in South Africa announced the Nuclear Energy Corporation, NESCA, which he is running. He's one of the top executives. And ESCOM would be joint procurement agents for the nuclear build that they're going to plan on building down. He's trying to push through. He's the guy behind the push, Kevin Kemp. The guy who wrote this article, a notorious, despicable, heartless, bald-faced lawyer. And he always does this little trick. Sounds simple, but it's incredibly complex. Includes a step called uranium enrichment. Now, what's interesting about that? Hang on. And maybe hard to say with Dana. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's there somewhere. I'll find it as we're going through it. Kemp talks about. Let me get some sound going on here. There you go. So each of those bundles that he's going to be talking about, where's the two? I must have missed it. Kemp. Must be after. So Dr. Kevin Kemp, a nuclear physicist, is chairman of NEXA. And he talks about at one point, I can't even find it now. Let me see, hang on. Well, if a plane flies well for many years, then the airline gets its money back, plus a good profit, and all the professional engineers know that, so that is what they're designed for. Same for nuclear reactors. Well, each assembly costs 3.8 million Canadian. And butchers and bakers and candlestick makers sprout opinions. The South African engineers are a bunch of fools who never thought of the concept of life cycle cost. This is nuclear waste. This is a pretty word for nuclear waste he's using. And never thought to include it in the major design, which they didn't. It's like telling a professional baker he never heard of baking powder. No, they thought about it, and it comes out of your light and power bill, your energy bill, forever. And if it ever paid off, they never stopped taking the money. You never go back and say, okay, well, we paid for it. Now we're going to stop taking the money from your bills, from your energy bills. No, it'll go up till the end of time with Kevin's model. And he's in charge of building the power plant and pushing legislation and informing the population. He says a coal power station, the second paragraph from the top, consumes coal all day, every day, and a nuclear reactor is only refueled every 1.5 years. It's each assembly is $4 million, and you had to wreck a mountain to get it. You had to destroy entire countries. There's no other industry. Hang on. There's no other industry where you got to wear that. only nuclear. And that doesn't protect you only from the fallout. You got to throw it away the first time you use it. You can't reuse it. But if you go close to those buildings, it's gamma, X-ray, and neutron bursts. These are homeless, trying to figure out how to get back. They're lost. Right, they're wearing masks, but they're not. The children are not. They pick up 30 million bags. And the people have come out and said very clearly, like, this is insanity, 30 million bags. That's not insanity. You got to wear that to go look for victims after an accident. These are people who are dead. They died. They're no longer alive. Anybody who went that close to number 4, that's number 4 reactor, they're dead. The suits can't protect you. You need 20 foot of lead to be that close and survive for more than a couple of weeks. You might last a month, who knows, but you're going to die. Think about what happened to this whole country. Think about how actually destroyed it was all around that detonation, landing on all of that stuff in the background, yeah? It got plowed up out of the way. All of these communities were heavily radiated where those people are, but you can't see it or smell it or hear it or feel it or taste it or, you know what I mean? And that doesn't find internal radiation. And the kid will have up to 1,800 diseases, one or many of 1,800 diseases will show up long before cancer. And cancer might not show up till he's married or she's married and has children, and then they're deformed or they got health problems. Like Chernobyl, 3 million children with health problems. I'll find something. Hang on. Not what I'm looking for. That's probably not what I'm looking for. One more. That's a little rough. Let's go down low. Okay, there we go. We're almost to the end of the stream. A couple more pictures we'll get through. Think about how destroyed the country was. Why did they pick up 30 million bags if it's like a banana? Like the assertions, Kevin Camp and so many other puke machines. What about the victims? What about the trauma these people went looking, who lived through now that they went and done that? And why do we hide the Fukushima 50 when we show these people who are not the Fukushima 50 but are the destitute and the victims of society? There are questions you got to ask yourself and them. That there are 10,000 of these dumps. That means 10,000 places are brutalized, and that all the pictures are people stood up, and these are victims in the near future or right away. We'll never know. We'll never understand because we don't know, but we know its legacy. We know its legacy. We know it well. We get it, okay? It was chaos, unimaginable, horrific, unbelievable, horrific, forever and ever and ever. The pain that doesn't go away. Nothing can change that by lying and manipulating and tricking everybody and saying it's okay and using the wrong techniques and sending in the victims of society. How are we good people for not speaking out? Do they deserve a voice? Are they entitled for someone to defend them who don't know better? Is there anybody out there who will do that job? Because I can't find you. It's not for lack of looking. I'll look harder. Hugs for everybody. Hugs for Deb, Elaine, Anthony, CJ, Ellie, Thomas. Hugs everybody. Jimmy, Joe, Anthony, CJ. Hugs everybody. We can only do the best we can do, and we gotta do it all the time. So much work to do one of these streams. And then forget it all and do another one the next day. And forget it all and do another one the next day. And forget all that work the day before. It doesn't matter. I gotta do another one tomorrow. It's a cycle that I'm become comfortable with, because I understand that without us, there will be no voice. Without us telling the story as it is, telling the truth, without muddying the water, looking at the other side of that fence, and understand that there's a lot going on that is not bananas and potato chips and walking in the sunshine and getting on airplanes and climbing mountains. Don't tell it to those people. You'll pay your price, I can assure you. Don't tell it to the owners of that home. Don't tell it to these victims. Don't tell it to those. Don't you fucking dare. Give it up right now. I'm tired of it. They deserve more than anything you will ever bring to the table. Hugs for everybody.